Hey, what's up?
Good morning.
Morning. Good morning. Good morning. That was easy. I think it just popped on that time.
Well, that is good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
How's it going?
Oh man, it's going pretty good. I'm super tired. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
No.
Busy weekend?
No, I think I don't know. I think there's a what are those things called? The little fluffy things that are
A bunny?
yeah, it might be a bunny out there just like crawling, just walking. Nah, this don't look like a bunny. This look like a thug bunny. He got little ears. I don't know what that was, but yeah, it was a little fluffy little thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm tired. I don't know. I wasn't up late. I didn't do a whole bunch of too much stuff. I just chilled out, regular, regular
hmm
week stuff.
hmm
Nothing too special.
Just a normal Monday kind of tired.
Yeah. Oh, I probably because I don't know. I probably was doing like a lot of training and stuff. So my eyes, like on the computer, I have my glasses. So it'll block the what is it, like a blue light filter or something like that?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So that might,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah,
Just training stuff. Always
yeah,
fun.
yeah. Just trying to get some certs about this and certs about that, and
Yeah.
probably just on YouTube watching dumb stuff, you know. But yeah, that's really about it. How was your weekend?
It was good.
Yeah.
At my usual spot.
Okay. Well, let me guess. The beach.
Yeah. Went to the
Uh,
beach on Saturday
obviously.
with some friends, spent
Yeah.
all day there.
Okay.
So that was just like, it was really fun, but also really exhausting just because
Yeah.
the sun
Yeah.
just
Did
get
did
out
you
of you.
did you go back home or did you stay out there?
No, I went home. I mean, I'm only 15 minutes or so
Oh,
from
okay.
the beach as it is.
Okay. Yeah, that's not too
Um,
bad though.
but yeah, I mean, just being out in the sun for a few hours really just takes the energy right out of you, right?
Sheesh. I mean, I'm telling you, that's the worst, worst, worst. Like being at the beach, having a great time, but I wouldn't drive, more than an hour, especially if you're like, all right, I'll be at the beach all day in the morning at night, do
Mhm,
this,
mhm.
do that, because that sun just beats down on you. Yeah, the beaches are here out here. They're kind of far. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing I like. I don't like. Like the beaches are cool, but they're just like you have to go so dumb. So you have to go from Maryland all the way up to Delaware
Mhm.
and then go all the way down in the like southern Delaware to get to like a beach. Like I think it's Rehoboth Beach and Bethany Beach or
Mhm.
something like that. But I think if there was like a bridge from southern Maryland to southern Delaware, I think it would take like, you know, 20 minutes
Mhm.
to get there. Yeah. But
With
it's just you
water.
just
Yeah.
go all the way up and then go all the way down. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong here, but my idea of East Coast is like it's not a very beach going kind of place, except for like southern East Coast, like
Not
Carolinas, Florida, of course. Like
yeah, 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 yeah.
maybe Hamptons. People go up to the Hamptons and go to the
Yeah, 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 yeah. But I don't think it's like it's not like a California, hey, I'm going to the beach on
Mhm.
a Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's nothing like that. It's like I guess it has to be like beach season or beach
Yeah.
weather like that because it's just yeah,
Mhm.
it's not like you won't go to the beach every day and there's people there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but I know like in I think like North Carolina and Georgia. I
Right.
know people out there, they're just at the beach doing this, and I'm like, man, that sounds good. That sounds I like the beach. It's just I like to lather myself with sunscreen.
Yeah.
Lather myself. Like sometimes I drink a little bit just
So if any sun gets in, it's blocked by the
just
internal sunscreen.
exactly just in case I freaking fall asleep, my mouth open or something, Just
Yeah,
no,
one of my
but
friends in college, like definitely fair white skin,
Mhm,
fell asleep at the beach and
mhm. Oh,
literally turned out purple.
oh,
He was so sunburned.
yeah. Oh man, yeah. I stay under those umbrellas. Those umbrellas. I'll get two when I go out there. Nah, let me get two, just in case the sun, shift a little bit. Nah.
The heavy sunscreen, I mean, I use sunscreen obviously
Yeah,
when I'm
yeah.
in the sun as well, but is the heavy sunscreen specifically like skin cancer precaution, or do you also burn?
I got burnt one time I think it was the ninth grade playing baseball on the back of my ears.
Mm.
And I said, I will never be sunburned again, not a day in my life. So that's why I lather myself up with it.
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
like, nah, there's no, I'm just not doing, and I'm not gonna be blatantly laying down on the beach in a chair like this, like son, take me now. I'm not, you'll never, if you see me like that, okay, you remember that movie Weekend at Bernie's,
Mhm.
right? When he's dead, I'm dead and somebody laid me out there. Okay. No, I'll never be out there. But I got sunburned at one time playing
Mhm.
playing baseball. I think it was just like my ears and maybe the back of my neck. And that was horrible. That taught me a valuable lesson. Valuable lesson. So that's why I just cover up when I'm playing
Yeah.
softball out here. It's hot. I put sunscreen on my legs, sunscreen on my neck, sunscreen everywhere, and then I
Mhm.
put long sleeves on,
Mhm.
put
Mhm.
long socks just in case. I just want to get burned, scared the mess out of me. I got in the shower. Oh,
Still
oh. So it was just nah.
burn.
It hurts so bad. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I just try to protect myself. Plus, like I see a lot of people, like at the beach, they're having fun, they're loving it. They're in there, you know, uh 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 27, 28, 29. They're loving life. And then when they get a little older and that freaking skin is kind of rough from those sun rays just beaming on them and they loving it. Whew, feel sorry for them. I
I mean,
feel
there was this guy at my old apartment and when I lived in Newport, and he just looked like a lizard. Like he
yeah,
was literally out at the pool every single day.
yeah.
Every day he was like probably like in his 70s, but he was out there at the pool every day for like 2 hours in the sun, and he literally looked like an old bag.
Nah, I don't know. I just don't want to. I don't know. I mean, if they like it, I love it. If you like it, I love it. You want to do that to your body. I don't want to be burned. I just don't want my skin looking like that when I'm freaking old and stuff. So
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
but I
Yeah.
definitely, I
So
definitely put that
so that
sunscreen.
was, yeah, that was the main event of the weekend.
Okay,
Went to
nice.
on Saturday and then really got some good sleep that night and
Yeah, obviously,
just hung out on Sunday. So
obviously,
now we're back to the grind. Here we are on Monday.
yeah, working hard as usual. Yeah. I saw some deer and stuff too. This was it this morning? I think it was this morning. So this morning I
Mhm.
got up, went for a little freaking walk and run around here.
Yeah.
Um, and it was like 7 or 8 deer, just like the two. No, it's probably like three big ones,
Hmm.
and then probably like 4 or 5 like little smaller ones, and they were
Oh, yeah.
just running around chilling. I was like, "Hey, dear, you guys better get up out of here!" And they stopped. And I was like, "Ah!" I thought they were about to attack. You know?
Attack. Did they
I thought,
have are they antler kind of deers?
no, no, no. They were just little deer looking like Bambi.
Yeah.
Bambi, yeah. Oh, as a matter of fact, speaking of Bambi, I went somewhere. I think I was getting like, where was I? I think this was years ago. I think I was getting like a uh manicure and a pedicure or something, right? And this girl was doing it, and she had like a little. She was like, "Hey, how you doing? My name's Bambi, whatever, blah blah." Blah. And I was like, "Oh, ha 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 ha." Right? Like, ha ha ha. Like, oh, that's fun. Like, what's your real name? Like, what's your human name? And she's like, "Oh, my name's Bambi." And I'm like, "No, like the name your parents gave you." And she was like, "All right." And she put out her thing, her ID card, or not her ID card, her license, and it said Bambi on it, like Bambi
Mhm.
Smith or something. And I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty cool that your parents gave you like a boy's name. That's pretty cool." And she was like, "What do you mean a boy's name?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, Bambi. Bambi he was a male deer. He's a boy deer." She was like, "Nah, there's no way Bambi was. Bambi, the little cute little female deer." And I was like, "All right." Did it, pulled it up on my phone. I was like, right there it says Bambi was a male deer. Blew her mind. blew, blew her
Bambi.
mind.
I've
Like,
heard, I mean, I have heard, even though there is no resemblance in letters, but I have heard of Barbara's going by Bambi.
really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
Barbie, Bambi, either one.
Okay, I never,
I don't know.
yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some nicknames are, I mean, not nicknames, but what do you call those names? Just, I don't know if you would call them AKAs, right? But you would just like Robert, Dick, James,
Yeah, I think they're still
Gene.
nicknames. Yeah.
Yeah, Dick, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of
Short
them are
name is another
short
word
names. Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
got some
don't know,
top.
but Bambi's an interesting one.
Yeah, yeah, Bambi is sure is. Yeah,
So,
yeah,
our
yeah.
topic today, we have personal growth.
Yes,
The big
personal.
one.
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Pretty good one.
What
Personal.
is what does personal growth mean for you?
Oh man, I think it's kind of simple. It's kind of exactly what it sounds like. Just growing from being younger or growing from like learning something. Also you don't have to like learn from yourself, right? You can also, I guess, learn from other people. And I think that's a real big one. Basically, like don't do this, or don't do this mistake because I've done it before.
Hmm.
Or me personally, oh man, I messed this up the last time I did it. I don't want to do it like that, right?
Sure.
That's a good way to for to learn and grow, but also learning from others when other people make those mistakes too. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, man, I was just about to do that, or I was thinking about that. Hey, thanks for either messing that up or doing it correctly, so I know what to do. But I think also it's a lot to do with like seeing into yourself and knowing yourself, truly knowing yourself, and truly like sitting down with yourself and saying, you know what, I need to be better. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
um, I need to do this better, or I need to do this more.
Yeah.
Or I need to be like emotionally involved or emotionally intelligent about, this or that. I need to stop being lazy. I need to stop procrastinating. I think
Mm.
things when we really, I think we can really grow personally when we have to like when we first break down everything and like, all right, I have to be truthful with myself first. Because if you're not truthful with yourself, you can just say and lie and do whatever, and you don't really have to grow. You're saying, blame it on your your sign, right? Blame it on your sign. Blame it
Mhm.
on because you're young, right? That
Yeah.
really doesn't happen when you're like, you know what? I kind of messed this up, or I need to be better at this. And I think personal growth is absolutely essential for everyone
Sure.
at at all time. No, like when we're young, it's all good, right? We have fun, we laugh, we do dumb stuff, right? We, take our parents' car, we, take our brother's shoes, or take our sister's dress or blouse, right? He, it's all good. But once you may, you spend money on Xbox games when you need to, buy some socks or
Mhm.
something, right?
Yeah.
Um, I think I think it's all good when we're young, like young and dumb, right? When we're young, dumb, and we're broke, everything is lovely,
Hmm.
right? But when you sit down and you get a little older and things happen um that are unfortunate,
Yeah.
I think that's when we kind of realize, all right, it's something's going wrong. And I don't want to blame that on everybody else. I need to sit and look inwards and see really what the problem is,
Sure.
because everybody else can't be the problem. If everybody else is the problem, then I got to be perfect. And that's not right. That's not how the world works.
Yeah.
So I think personal growth really is very important, and it starts with being truthful with ourselves and actually wanting to get better or wanting to grow.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's something that we have to, everybody should do, right? I think that's essential with life, with getting better at
Hmm.
life, making life easier. Remember we talked about that, right?
Yeah.
Once you start understanding, like, hey, maybe I need to get up earlier and do this. Maybe I need to work harder on this. Maybe I need to stop buying this and start buying this,
Hmm.
right? If I want to save money, maybe I shouldn't go out every day of the week and
Hmm.
eat this and that.
Yeah.
Simple things is super easy. And
Yeah.
also,
Definitely.
I think listening to other people are like friends or people that love us, right? That people that really have our interests at heart, right? Our best interests at heart. I think those are the people we also have to kind of sit down and listen to, because those people will tell you the truth, right? They're like, listen, you're jacking up. Your life is you're doing dumb stuff right now. But
Hmm.
if we don't sit down and take that and say, you know what, maybe this person looking from the outside looking in is probably know what they're talking about.
Hmm.
So I think it's very important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Very, very important.
so many good things in that, right? It's that concept of improving ourselves, I think, is so huge. And there's so many facets of that, right? Whether it's improving
Yeah.
ourselves in a physical capacity, that emotional capacity, even that social growth that we can have, right? It really is just so many different facets to us as people.
Yeah.
Right. And I think one of those things too that you were talking about, right? That like yes, we have to be real with ourselves. But in that same breath, we also have to, I think we also have to really just like pay attention to ourselves too,
Hmm.
because we can have, we can experience growth. We can become, transformed as people in different areas and like not even acknowledge it or not even
Yeah.
realize it
Yeah.
because we're just too busy just going through things and like 2 years down the road we're just like, oh yeah, we're the same people we were, but like that's usually not even true,
Yeah.
right? It's usually not even the case that like then we start kind of laying out the things that are different and we're like, oh wow, I did learn something, I did
Yeah.
grow in this area, and we don't even notice it or acknowledge it. And
Yeah.
so I think we oftentimes are looking for like huge monumental life changing changes
Yeah.
when really
Yeah.
we just need to look at little things.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Take little chunks,
Yeah,
little chunks
absolutely.
every day.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think that's super equivalent to like, just our physical appearances
Mhm.
that change, over 20 years, right?
Yeah.
Look like different people, but it didn't happen immediately, right? It was like
Exactly.
every single day we slightly looked different,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Exactly.
That
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. It's just, I think that continuous, lifelong self-awareness that kind of
Hmm.
has to exist.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
I think like we have to I think we have to have a group I think we have to have a group of people in our life. Real good, you know, friends,
Hmm.
family that'll tell you um you know, the God's honest truth all the time, right? I know there's a time and place for everything, right? But um, you have to have those people that are really tell you the truth about, hey, what's going on? Do you need to talk? Or hey, I've noticed this, let's talk, or um, I've seen
Hmm.
you doing this. Why don't you try it this way?
Hmm.
This worked for me, or this worked for my brother, or this worked for my sister, this worked for my cousin. Try it this way. And then again, with us letting go and like, you know what, I know this person wouldn't purposely steer me wrong. So maybe I should, it's not working my way. So let me try it another way.
Hmm.
Whatever it is may work.
Hmm.
Right. So
Sure.
yeah, I think,
Yeah, there's that trusted committee per se
yeah,
of people in
right.
your life, right?
Yeah. True, 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 true.
Hmm.
It doesn't have to be like a whole bunch of, you don't need a feedback from a whole bunch of different people, right? You don't need to be overwhelmed
Yeah,
and then you start catastrophizing about, what's going on, this and oh my goodness, now you're spiraling, right? Like that. But just those, you know, two or three, four people that that's really, really there for you.
sure. I mean, one of the mentors that I've had in my life before, right, have
Mhm.
one of the ways that they kind of described that, right, was like we find two or three people that we know are like those trusted people. We can turn to them for anything. They're going to be honest. They're going to give us that truth. They're going to, try to guide us in that right way.
Mhm.
Because opposite of that, right, is looking towards every person that you can think of and trying to find somebody that agrees with you.
Yeah.
Right. If we're like, hey, what do you think I should do in this? And they're like, oh, you should do this. And you're like, okay, I don't want that. Let me go to this one. Right. Like
Yeah.
it's finding those people that are going to be honest that you trust and you want that feedback versus like trying to find that person that's going to give you that, like, oh no, you're doing everything right. And
Yeah.
it's the 27th person that you called, but finally we got that. Right.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. That's the person that you need, right? We need I like to say I think the people we need more no men and no women than yes men and yes women.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of people that say, yeah, man, oh man, that's good. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Oh man, you're doing good, man. You're making smart choices. Knowing knowing what is going on and why would you leave that person like that?
Hmm. Hmm.
Right? It just doesn't make sense. And because it feels good to us, we just okay, we gonna run with it. Yeah, my homeboy said this, my homegirl said this, I'm doing the right thing.
Sure.
But you're just those are the same, yes men and yes women that's gonna be right there. And I I don't like that in my life. I
Hmm.
need somebody to tell me, hey, you jack this up. Don't do it this way. You are looking insane right now because you did this or you said this and this is not right.
Hmm.
And those, few trusted people, I'm like, whew, all right, man. Tell me what I need to do, or tell me how would you do it, or things like that. And then I guess when we start getting better at it, I think we'll start asking questions first, or asking those people first, hey, what do you think about this?
Hmm.
I'm thinking this, let me get your take on it, right? And then it may be something, oh man, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's freaking awesome. I'll do it this way, or I'll try it that way,
Hmm.
right? So yeah, I think we definitely need more people that's going to tell us, no, that's dumb, don't do it. Instead of saying, yeah, 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 just yeah, you're good. Don't worry about it. That looks good. I think if that were to happen, I think there would be a lot less wild stuff happening in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if people really, if people really had people that had their true best interests at heart and knew those people, I think the world would be a much better place. It wouldn't be perfect, but it would be much better.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that aspect too is very true in in the sense that so many people don't have people that they can depend on,
Facts, factual,
right? And so
factual.
people that don't have people to depend on make decisions only for themselves with the little knowledge that they might have about something.
Yeah,
That is a oftentimes recipe for that failure. And
yeah,
then when we have constant failure, then we also get bitter, we get angry, we get
mhm,
frustrated,
yeah,
and then we make other poor decisions.
yeah. And
So
then you be,
definitely a cycle.
yeah, and then we become habitual, horrible, decision makers,
Yeah.
right? And then we say, "Oh, this always happens to me. Woe is me. It's all I have bad luck." No, you have bad luck. It's not called bad luck. It means horrible decision skills. That's
Mhm.
what it is.
Yeah, which sometimes isn't necessarily their fault, but we have been down a cycle for so long
Yep.
that we don't know how to get out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Being in that those same areas, the same positions, the same, this and not. I think, I think everybody, I, I, I really think everyone should get out of like their city and that they grew up in, right? Or
Sure.
get out of their state and go somewhere for a couple weeks or a couple months or something, or a couple years even,
Absolutely.
and just see how different people in different situations, different cultures,
Hmm.
different races, different countries, ethnicities, how they live every day.
Hmm.
Uh, eye opener.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Eye eye opener
The
because when
world is huge,
it's
but if we don't
huge.
know about it, our world is really small.
You don't know what you don't know, right? And
Absolutely.
that can be that can be horrible.
Hmm.
Horrible, horrible, horrible. And it's like, man, I know a couple people, man, they're just like, you know, stuck in the same place. And I'm like, I really wish you would just, I mean, you're older now. I know you just can't pack up and leave, but I wish you could have moved around, seen other things, seen other people, did
Hmm.
this, did that, right? Just get a sense of the world that you're not a part of because there's so much stuff out there.
Absolutely.
There's so much stuff that you haven't experienced.
Hmm.
Like a freaking eye opener, right?
Hmm.
And that could be like personal growth too,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
Learning about a different culture is huge growth.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. It's like, man, okay, this is this group of people do things a little different than me, but it's kind of the same, or it's kind of cool. Like, oh man, I like that. Oh man, wow, why don't I try something like that? When I
Yeah.
think about this, well, I want to go here. I want to taste this. I want to do this, right?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. How do
mhm.
you overcome those like obstacles that are like that are standing between you and like some of those personal growth goals that you might have?
Oh, I think I don't know. I think sometimes it's like getting up and just trying something or getting up and doing something different or
Hmm.
going somewhere because if you don't, I know this sounds crazy, but I think losing is good. I think failure is good. I
Yeah.
think I think heartbreak is good. because you can use all of that stuff
Hmm.
to learn, right? To learn. It's like, sheesh, if you win all the time and you don't put yourself into spots where you're not the best, you're not the strongest, you're not the smartest.
Hmm.
If you stay in those places where like I'm the biggest, I'm the strongest, I'm the fastest, what do you really,
Hmm.
right? What are you really learning? What are you really proving?
Absolutely, yeah. It's like, comparing that, that's a great example of people that get into college as their valedictorian, as their salutatorian in
Yeah,
their individual schools. And then they get into college, they go to Berkeley, let's say, and they're up against all of the other valedictorians and all of the other bigger, better schools.
exactly.
That their achievement, their accomplishments, everything was easy for them up until that point, and then
Yeah,
suddenly they've never failed, and they're up against everybody else that might be better than them,
exactly.
that they didn't know were better than them because they were the best, right?
Exactly. I'm the king of the
Yeah,
world.
absolutely.
Right?
That's a big reality check once it comes.
Yeah, there's always somebody bigger. There's
There
always somebody
is.
better. There's always somebody faster, smarter, prettier, stronger,
Yeah.
can do
I
this
have
better than you.
I
Everything.
have a 10-year-old client right now that is doing a club, like a just like a strategy game kind of
Yeah.
thing. And they don't want to do it anymore, even though they like
Mhm.
it, because
Yeah.
they're not the best at it. And they're getting beat. People are beating them. The other kids are better than them.
Hmm.
They're like, I don't want to do it anymore. Right. Like that's that hard lesson of a 10-year-old of like
Yeah.
sometimes you're not gonna be the best at something.
Sometimes you're not going to be the best at something.
Yeah. So wanting to leave even though you like something because you're not the best.
Yeah.
So it's a hard thing to overcome.
Yeah, it's a hard thing, but again, I think I would say, just keep doing it, keep
Hmm.
getting better, keep learning. Cause like when I first started like shooting something, right? Going to the range doing this, I wasn't
Hmm.
that good, but I
Hmm.
had to, keep going, keep practicing, get better and better and better and better and
Yeah.
better. I was like, looking on this, how do I do this, going to classes, doing this. Go, in jujitsu, I was getting smoked for months. I was getting submitted by people that are smaller than me, by females, by
Yeah.
people 17 years old. I was getting choked out. I was getting everything. And I was like, oh my, where does my life gone to?
Yeah.
But you just keep going, you keep going, you keep going, you get better, you learn something, you talk to those people.
Hmm.
Right. Hey, how'd you do this? Hey, what about this? And then when you get that good group of people, they're going to say, this is what I did.
Yeah.
This is how I did that. This is where I looked at, go on YouTube, do this.
Were
Right. We're all
you were you
coming.
enjoying it while you were getting beat up?
So at first, no. At first, I was like, what is this? Is this is horrible. I can't stand this.
So it
But then
wasn't enjoyable, but you had a goal of getting better.
I had a goal of getting better.
I see. Okay.
And then when I realized, yo, if this uh uh girl that's 125 pounds can train and train and train and train and train and can train and submit me as like 180 pounds, 185 pounds, and I was like 20 something years old, right? I was like, you know what? If she can do it, why
Hmm.
don't I go talk to her and say, hey,
Hmm.
how'd you do this? Or what'd you practice to do this? And
Yeah.
guess what? I just started getting better and better and better. I got beat a lot and I won a lot. But that's the thing, right? When we get those good people around us, those good people are not going to say, I'm not going to tell you anything. Those good people are going to say, hey, this is what I did. This is what you
Yeah.
need to do. You did this wrong. You did that wrong.
Hmm.
So yeah, just keep pushing. There's a lot of stuff I don't There's a lot of stuff I don't want to do. I'm scared of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Every single day. I'm scared of everything. But I
Sometimes
gotta go
you
there.
do things scared.
Yep.
You know?
Sometimes you have to do things scared.
And that's the concept of bravery, right? That we
Yeah.
teach at least I teach with my clients, right? Is that
Mhm.
like bravery is not the concept of not being afraid, right? It's
Yeah.
doing something even though you are afraid.
Yeah, yeah, true. Exactly.
Right.
It's kind of like faith. A lot of people say like, we got to walk out on faith, do this on faith. But sometimes you have to do it on doubt, right? Because
Mhm.
there's sometimes you're like, I don't think I can do this.
Yeah.
And you have to just guess what? Do it anyway. And then you learn like, oh man, cool. Got it. All right, I'm good. Now I can,
Hmm. Hmm.
so
Did you, we're also getting close on time here, but
Mhm.
did you also use any sort of like resources? Have you used any resources for personal growth, like books, apps, courses, anything in your life that you've done?
Oh man. Yeah, books, apps, courses, all of that stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, there's just so many like, you know, um wellness books, wellness apps, things like that that you have to read or people will, tell you about leadership, things like that, how to be a good leader, how to be a good follower, right?
Sure.
How to be smart with money, your finances, things like that, relationships. I think I think that we can't do anything alone, right? I know a lot of people say, yeah, man, nobody helped me with this. I got it from the mud, right? I did everything by myself. If you run across those people, you run the other way as fast and as quick as because they're lying.
Hmm.
There's nobody that did everything by themselves and didn't need
Sure.
anybody. They're absolutely lying. So we have other people that tell us, hey, read this book, or I wrote this book because of this, because of this. I was like this in life, and now I'm like this. This was a guide to help me, right? Or there's apps.
Mhm.
This helped me. I
Mhm.
think we should all use these tools. Be mindful of the tools that you use, right?
Mhm.
You have to be, kind of smart and kind of have some discernment, like, okay, I think this is for me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
my
think it up.
most recent, I think, were most recently to being this book called Atomic Habits. I don't know if you
Hmm.
read it, heard of it.
Hmm.
Really good. I listened to that book. It was really
Atomic Habits.
good. Yeah, I use it with some of my clients sometimes too, just like how to
Hmm.
create really good habits.
Hmm.
And then another app, the mindfulness app of Headspace.
Oh yeah.
I love that app too.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
are
yeah.
my two best resources in the
Hmm.
most recent years that I've used for
Yeah.
personal growth. So,
Yeah.
but just to jump over to next week here, that our time just flew by today.
Yeah, I think personal growth, well, that was a good topic.
Yeah. So I'll throw
Mhm.
in our spin wheel here. It looks like it landed on food.
Food.
So exciting,
Right.
exciting next episode.
Yeah. I might even have some food. Right.
We'll just,
That's great.
yeah. All right, Shawnee, I will see you next week. Thanks
All
for coming.
right. All right. Love you. Talk to you
Love you.
later. Bye bye.
Bye.